Yes, everyone, how are we doing? And welcome to the match preview for Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester City. We're coming into this game off the back of that 2-0 loss against Liverpool on Sunday. And look, now we've got to win. We've got to win the game. Before Liverpool was Madrid. I don't want to do 3 losses on the bounce. We have lost enough games already this season. I want revenge as well. Think about that home leg. 4-0 Tottenham beat us. They beat us 4-0 at the Etihad and then went on an all-timer losing streak. It was ridiculous. So look, City, we need a big response from that game. And when it comes to playing against Tottenham Hotspur, remember, you can't call them Tottenham. It's Tottenham Hotspur. You've seen the articles going about last week. But when it comes to playing against Spurs, City, they're just one of them teams. Spurs are just one of them teams that we just always seem to struggle against for seasons on seasons and seasons. We just couldn't win away at their ground up until last year. But then, of course, there was that magical moment in the FA Cup, Nathan Ake's last-minute winner, and I was there. Absolute limbs. It was unbelievable. One of my favourite ever away days I have done. And in fact, that was our first ever goal we'd scored at Tottenham's stadium. So, yeah, we've struggled there. But then, yeah, last season we broke the duck. Ake's last-minute winner in the FA Cup. Oh, rhymes. And in the league, second to last game of the season, away at Spurs. It was a crazy game, a title-decider game. Haaland got a double last-minute penalty. But the penalty, the Haaland brace isn't what we remember it for, is it? That one-on-one Son versus Stefan Ortega, make or break. Either City's titles or Arsenal's title. It was mental, but Ortega made himself big, made a big save, and look, the rest is history. History exactly, 4 in a row. So yeah, we've sort of started to pick up away at Spurs, but it's still one of them teams, you know, that it's hit or miss. You don't know what City you're getting against them. You don't know what Spurs you're getting against City. Earlier this season, well, to be fair, things weren't going well for City. We got battered by them at the Etihad 4-0. That was a start. They broke our record. City went like 50-odd games unbeaten at home. In fact, that Spurs loss, if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but that Spurs loss, right, that was the first time we had lost in the Premier League at home since Brentford at home before the World Cup. How mental was that? So yes, Spurs, we need to get revenge. Sorry, we got to get revenge. Now, since that game, Tottenham fell apart, like I said. Their season plummeted. It was ridiculous how bad they were getting. Loss after loss after loss. I think they went as low as, 15th, 16th in the Premier League. They're out the Carabao Cup, out of the FA Cup. They've not got lots to play for. The Premier League, they're out of well and truly even a top 4 battle. They're at 12th at the minute, better than we United. Do you know what I mean? They're 15th. But I'd throw that in there. But to be fair, the past 2 games Tottenham have won. They're coming off the back of 2 wins. We're coming off the back of 2 losses. We've got a point to prove. City have a point to prove. I think this game definitely means more to City than it does Tottenham. For Tottenham, it's just about confidence. It's about picking up as many points as they can to just try and embarrass themselves as little as possible when it comes to the end of the season. For City, this is huge in our top 4 battle. We missed out on an opportunity losing against Liverpool. All the teams around us lost. Bournemouth lost. Chelsea lost. Forest lost. You know, and we were 3 points off going third. And we still are. There's still a lot of big games that are happening around Manchester City where if we beat Tottenham, we still could go to third with 3 points off Forest still. And Forest have Arsenal. Now, that is also a big game because Arsenal could definitely get dragged into this top 4 battle with the way that they've been playing and the situation they're in without a striker. So, look, it could all go on and there's still a long way to go, but City need to pick up as many points as we can. And Tottenham tomorrow is the first step. And now the thing is with Manchester City and Tottenham Hotspur, we've both been in quite a similar position this season as far as injuries. Both teams been very, very unlucky. It's been ridiculous, the crisis at both clubs as far as injuries. I think Tottenham, to be fair, is probably even worse than City's. But for City, we've constantly had men out. We've never had a fully strength squad in any game this season. I think, to be honest, right now is the best position we've been in as far as players injured, or as, you know, lack of players injured. And we've still got Oscar Bob out, Rodri out, John Stones out, Manuel Akanji out, you know, Erling Haaland's a doubt. But for the way that City's been a season, that's not too bad. And with Spurs, you know, up until a couple games ago, every man was out for them. It was unbelievable. They've got a bench full of kids. They're playing Archie Gray at right back, you know, defenders in midfield. It was all over the place. But slowly but surely they've been getting the players back. Vicario's back from injury. I mean, he picked up his injury in the first game against City and now he's back. They've got Maddison back, Brennan Johnson back. There's a lot of players slowly and surely getting back for Spurs. So look, they're in a good position as far as health and fitness to come up against City and challenge us in this game. And that's exactly what I think this game will be for Manchester City, a challenge. Do not let the league table fool you. I understand they're 12th and we're 4th, but it doesn't matter what the points say, what anything says. Tottenham have got enough quality in their squad to really challenge City, have a go at us and punish us, as we found out earlier in the season. Now, look, there's a main man I want to talk about. And it's obviously Erling Haaland. Erling, man, we miss you. We need you back. We've missed him now for 2 games. Madrid, we always felt like, look, we were getting knocked out in that game. We put ourselves in a terrible position to go in there, bottling it in the last 10 minutes, going into the Bernabeu with a loss. And even after 5 minutes there, we didn't feel like we were going to win, Haaland or no Haaland. However, Liverpool, I feel very strongly that City definitely could have got out something out of that game if Haaland was up top, with the chances that we were creating with out wide. Doku was being fantastic and Savinho was picking the ball up in nice spaces and doing nice things. They both worked it well. And we get in front of the box and just no one's there. Do you know what I mean? It's the invisible man. We're not really here. We're not really here. It was painful, and I just think against Tottenham, the way Tottenham play, how open they're going to be, how we can hurt them on the counter-attack with the pace that we've got going forward. I think Haaland, if he starts, he's getting goals. And look, there is actually a little bit of hope of him starting. Pep said he wasn't ready for Madrid, and I thought, look, maybe he'll be fine for Liverpool. He wasn't quite ready for Liverpool. It wasn't worth the risk, but he's expected to be fine for Tottenham. Now, obviously, a lot can change in 48 hours, 24 hours, whatever it's going to be. But I do wish the best. I'm hoping for the best. I'm praying for nothing but the best for Erling Haaland, because I think we need him. Against Liverpool especially, we looked lost going forward. We do nice things with the ball, get into nice spaces and just not know what to do with it without the big man there. So, yeah, the chances we'll create against Spurs, like I just said, I think we could really, really do with Erling Haaland. I think he could be the difference between picking up 3 points against Spurs and not. It's as simple as that. Now, look, I'm just going to put my neck on the line here and hope for the best that Haaland is fit when I do this predicted lineup, because we need him. I'm not doing a predicted lineup without him in it. Sorry. In goal, Ederson. As much as it'd be nice, the sentiment of Ortega, how he was the man of the moment last time we went there, I still think Ederson should play. We need the 3 points. Ederson is our number 1. I don't mind between the two. I think they're both fantastic. But Ederson, City's number 1. You start Ederson. Right back, I'm going to go with Kusanov. I thought he's had a fantastic couple games for City. He is really, really impressed against Madrid at right back. He was brilliant against Vinicius. He's got Son on his hands tomorrow if he is there. So he's got to deal with him. He's not had an easy few games, has he? But I thought he's been really good. He's held his own against Vinicius. He was one of our best players in that Liverpool game. I want him right back. Left back, obviously Gvardiol. And then 2 centre-halves of Nathan Ake and Ruben Diaz. Ruben didn't play. Didn't start anyway, against Liverpool. Not too sure why. No one's asked Pep about it, but it'd be a bit bizarre. But yeah, if he's 100% fit, then he's definitely starting tomorrow. Moving on up into the midfield, Nico Gonzalez obviously has to play. While Rodgers injured and he's our only DM, he's going to be playing every minute, isn't he? So yeah, Nico starts in the middle, and it's once again that situation of who do you partner up alongside him. Bernardo Silva and Gundogan haven't been great this season. Kevin De Bruyne wasn't up to the level. I think people have been quite harsh on De Bruyne following the Liverpool game. There was a lot of City players that weren't great. Kev was just one of them. But yeah, I don't know what this De Bruyne digging out is all about, how he's finishing that. I don't think he's finished. I know people are saying that it might be time to go. And maybe it is, and I'm just not happy to admit it. But like I said, I'm not happy to admit it. I want one more season out of Kevin De Bruyne. I'm sorry. Shoot me. Don't care. I love the man to pieces. We need to send him off in a proper season. Send him off with a league title. Do you know what I mean? Send him off in style. Doesn't have to play week in, week out. He shouldn't be playing as many minutes as he has this season. So, yeah, but it's who do you start alongside Nico? Kev's an option, but wasn't great against Liverpool. Gundo has been slow and just not at it all season, really. And Bernardo Silva, as good as he's been over his time at City, his spell at City, he hasn't been at the level either. I would go low, if not Bernardo Silva. Kovacic. Obviously, Kovacic. Why is everyone forgetting about Kovacic? Pep, why are you forgetting about Mateo Kovacic for? It's a bizarre one with Kovacic, isn't it? I made a video about it yesterday, how he's just sort of been forgotten about by some of the fans and by Guardiola. Before Nico came, it was constantly how we were relying on Kovacic to play a role where it's just not suited to. He's more of an 8, isn't it? And since Nico's came, if I remember correctly, Kovacic hasn't started a game. So it's a bit bizarre. I would start him tomorrow. I actually would. You know, when you think of the form that the rest of the midfielders have been in, I think Kovacic, why not? I'd give him a go alongside Nico. Now, as for the front four, City have got a lot of options now, don't we? We've got a lot of options. Before the Liverpool game, it was pretty self-explanatory. As long as everyone was fit, you'd have Haaland up top, Marmoush, Foden and Savinho just playing wherever they want along that three. But Doku was superb against Liverpool. In my opinion, City's best winger. City's best player, sorry. Never mind winger. He was best winger, but City's best player. City's biggest threat anyway. And while Trent isn't a great defender, and if Doku is on that left-hand side, he's come up against Porro or Jed Spence. If it's Jed Spence, then, man, he's going to have a game in his hands. I love watching Jed Spence play. I think he's a fantastic defender. You know, City in the market need a fullback. I wouldn't mind that. I don't think we'll go and get him. I think we'd probably want a different profile player, but I would love to see Jed Spence at City. I think he's brilliant. But I think Doku was brilliant, and it's only sort of right to start him, isn't it? Now, we know with Guardiola that isn't always the case. You can play brilliant and not start for the next 2 weeks, or you can play terrible and start for the next 2 weeks. It's a weird one. It's whatever he feels is right in the moment, whatever he decides, and obviously we'll back him all the way, won't we? But I think Doku has to start. I would start Doku. Following his performance, I think it's only fair. And I'd probably take Foden out. I thought Marmoush was missing for periods of the Madrid-Liverpool game, but he was sort of forced to play up front. It's not his natural position. I prefer him off the left or just off a striker. And I thought Savinho put up a good fight against Liverpool. I think Foden was probably the worst out of the attackers. So for me, as much as I love him, stock puts Iniesta, one of our own and all that business, I think for this game, I would drop Phil for Doku. Play Doku, Savinho out wide, Marmoush just off Erling Haaland. And Erling, like I said, I'm praying that you're fit for this game. And now look, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about in this preview. I'm just hoping that City turn up against Spurs the way we did against Newcastle. You know, after that Newcastle game, I felt like we could take on the world. You know, I thought we were going to go to Madrid and stick one on them, come up against the Liverpool side that, you know, haven't been playing well the past month, and, you know, give them a good fight. But it wasn't to be. Spurs, I can see this going either way. I can see City knocking a few in. You know, and if we're clinical and take our chances and play how we know we can play, we could really hurt Spurs. But at the same time, if City aren't quick enough in transition, and if we're defending sloppy, Spurs, one thing about them is they play intense, and City a lot of the times can't handle an intense press and intense attack. So, I mean, again, that's just proving it, you know, the 4-0 at the Etihad. So it could go either way. I am nervous for the game because I like watching Spurs play when City aren't playing them, but they play exactly how City don't like to be come up against. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens and hope for the best. So yeah, let us know how you feel ahead of the game in the comments, everything I've said in the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And yeah, nice one for watching. Come on, City, big performance tomorrow.